Alright guys, game 3 for this lobby. This is the Jitch lobby with MNight. He's the point leader currently, Montroller. So 3 of these players here are actually in the top 10 point leaders. They're really strong players. And we're probably gonna see them most likely in the top 32, and I would say maybe at least 2 of these guys would be in the top 8 going into the finals. So let's look at the opening boards here. Right now we see a couple Razors, a Razor Tiny. Wow, Jitch again, incredible. Has 3 axes in his opening pack. This is like Jitch's best friend is like axe, you know? That's actually insane. Like the chance of hitting 3 1-cost units in opening pack, like the same one, is like not so high. You rarely see this kind of situation. So this is gonna give him a really good head start. He just had 2 units on the board, but it was good enough to win in the first round anyway. He had an extra timber saw, he couldn't buy it, cost too much gold. So we're gonna see Jitch probably play into like some kind of a similar board he played last time. He played like some brutes with savages and then some late game dragons with some druids and stuff. He just a very strong hybrid build with a lot of late game units. So we're probably gonna see him play the same thing like that. Abnecide here has some brutes early with a CK. Not really anything concrete in terms of his bench and what he can play into. But he does have some extremely beefy guys here. So it beats MNight. Montroller also has some knights. He's got a Legion Commander on his bench. Found a pair of Beastmasters and Enchantress. So he has a good chance of going into like Brawnies here as well, which could be really good too. I think Brawnies in general are like very powerful if you get 2-star Beast, 2-star Axe in the early game. I think Brawnies might be like the best comp going into the late game because they just keep scaling. Like if you have like 80 health and you're win streaking with Brawnies and you just stay in Brawnies with like some Savages or something, you could probably win. Like almost against any board in the game. Like but the difference between having a good Brawny board and a bad one is like hitting your Beastmaster 2 stars and your Juggernaut 2 stars early game. So they can net you a lot of kills. So Peachlub over here is gonna play mages, so that's not something you see all the time. But there's a wow, that's incredible. Ogre 2-star completed. He's got another CM in the shop. Maybe this is his calling to play mages. He's gonna play a Razor instead of the Shadow Demon. He does play Shadow Demon. Okay, he's gonna buy the CM reroll, see what he hits. He has a Storm pair, so this could be an insanely good like mage game for Peachlub over here. So he rerolls, does not hit any of the upgrades unfortunately. But this board is like super powerful now. Having Ogre 2, Shaman 2 this early into the game is like freaking strong. Abnecide here actually opting to go for just straight up eco. He doesn't even have a bench. He just has like double ogres and an axe. He does have a weaver and a clockwork in the shop, so we might see him go for scrappies. Just a moment, guys. I need to change the battery. Yeah, this mage board is kind of strong. Like the other guy's mage board, like he's setting himself up for a really good game. Oh, Dokanders, thank you so much for your prime sub. Welcome to our loyalty club. So Mr. Sleep here, 3 warriors, Tiny 2, Slaughter 2. So Mr. Sleep is like the lowest yellowed player in this lobby, so he's definitely fighting against the waves here. It's gonna be really hard for him to try and outplace these guys because they're all very experienced and high level players. But it's gonna, let's see what he's gonna do. Maybe he's got something interesting planned already. He's got a really good start with the Sodar 2, Tiny 2, just beat Montroller's board. As long as he builds up with some DPS here, like some Savages or Shadow Fiend, some ranged DPSers, his warriors can do a lot of work for him for sure. And he found a Midas. Wow, that's very, very good for him in the early game. Good morning, Daraj. So take a look at Jitch's board. I said that his board is absolutely insane since he started the game with an Axe 2-star. Now he's got an Eng Treant on the board with a Brute, so he's extremely close to having 4 Brutes on his board. He's got a pair of Vipers now. He can play into Dragons. He's got a lot of options at the moment, but sometimes having a lot of options is not the best thing either, because you can confuse yourself in terms of like what you want to play into, and sometimes just being simple and just playing into one build that you know is good and narrowing down the units that you want to buy can be much better. So right now Jitch is like having a very wide bench, and hopefully he hits one of these units soon so he knows exactly what he wants. And it looks like Frieza is also going for mages, so there's going to be 2 mage players in this lobby. I think this is not a good situation for Frieza because Peachlub has already 2-star Storm and Ogre and is about to hit CM 2-star. So Peachlub is a lot deeper in mages than Frieza is. But Frieza just hit a pair of Morphling and Storms. So if he manages to hit these 2 upgrades, he's gonna be just as deep as Peachlub is. But for now, this is looking like a really bad situation for both of these players because contesting for mages without having a concrete early game 2-star mages could be really bad. And Ricardo Bot, my goodness, has 6 units on this board. Frieza, can you do it? Can you beat Ricardo Bot's 6 units? No, he cannot. It's gonna get hit for 6 damage right here. Ouch! 5 damage. Okay, 5 damage. Getting punished. Jitch beating Montroller's board as well. Montroller playing into potential Brawnies plus Legion Commander. Uh-oh. So from my personal experience, what I learned is that you don't want to play Legion Commander with Brawnies. Like 4 Brawnies, that is. Like 4 Brawnies and Legion don't go together because you're missing out on a lot of, like, let's say Druids, Demon bonuses, Troll bonuses in exchange of just having Brawnies. So hopefully Montroller doesn't fall for that trap, because if he does finish a Legion 2-star here and he's playing into Brawnies, it's going to be really difficult to execute that. But if he plays into just Legion Commander and ditches the Brawnies later, like he's not playing into 4 Brawnies, that could be better for him. Like one of the 2, but not both, I think. In game 1, there were 2 bots, and the bots were both going assassins, and Frieza was going assassins. So the bots were griefing Frieza, and they griefed them again. That was pretty funny. Oh wow! Holy smokes! A Morph 2 and a Razor 2. Frieza is online with his mages. This is what you would like to see if you're a mage player, that's for sure. Yo, if he, yeah, CM2 on the bench is kind of weird champ, because CM is actually probably the best mage, like when it comes to deleting units. Because CM, as soon as she casts Frostbite, that unit is out of the fight. Like, it doesn't come back into the fight. So, definitely you play CM over Ogre 1 or any of these 1-stars. You play it over, like, yeah, you definitely need to get the CM onto his board. Like, imagine if the CM used Frostbite on the Bloodseeker here. The Bloodseeker is dead. He will win this fight if the Bloodseeker dies. So, this is kind of weird to put CM. Like, people in the past thought CM was bad and whatever, but not anymore. She's, like, such a beast. I think if I'm Frieza here, I'm definitely looking to take Jewel, right? Because you need some extra tanks on your board. I don't think Let's Go Crazy Hobgin is that special for mages. And then, like, trying to, like, save gold, go to 6, find a Keeper of the Light would be amazing. Because then you already have 6 mages. Like trying to 3-star your mages in this position when you're like very low health is generally not a good idea. He does have 2 morphlings, but then even if you want to find 3-star morph, it's better to find them on like level 6 and 7, right? Because it increases your tier 3 chances from 30 to 35%. So that would be really good. I think like LGC Hob can stun, that is true, but like if you don't have 2-star Ogre Axe to tank for your mages, then you need to get Jewel, right? Like right now this board doesn't have any 2-star tanks at all. It's just a bunch of mages. So like either you choose to take Let's Go Crazy and then pray that you hit your 2-star tanks and then lose like the next 2 or 3 rounds, or you can take the Jewel now, secure yourself the next 2-3 rounds, buy yourself some more time for eco, and then you can just adjust your boards from there. So when you take Jewel, like even if you have tanks, it still complements your build, right? Like the stun is nice, but then Jewel tanking for like 5 more seconds is the same value as a stun, if not more, because the Jewel can pretty much outlive everything, right? I think in that situation, like if that's the argument to make, then Jewel should still be better if you don't have Axe 2 and Bloodseed and sorry, Ogre 2. I was gonna say Bloodbound. I was like, so Frieza's board is like super fun right now. Like, this is like your most ideal round 11 mage board. Maybe you would like to have Axe 2 or Ogre 2 instead, but like this looks freaking ideal in my opinion. Like having these units all 2-starred is so nice. And now he's gonna start coming back up. Abnecide, we didn't take a look at Abnecide's board. He's actually playing into Scrappies here. Did get punished by the mages. Mages really, really good against Scrappies. And also Abnecide only has 1 2-star, who's the Weaver. He sold out the Axe. He's trying to like maximize his economy and try to pick up the units that he needs in the game and just keep leveling and try to hit his units like naturally through the rerolls. But he is gonna start losing a lot of health because also if we look at his bench, he has no potential 2-stars to begin with, right? So he might want to save up some gold and like try to hit some upgrades here instead of like just only power leveling when you're so low on HP. Because if he doesn't stabilize, he might get chunked for like 10 damage around in the mid game here. So Montroller's Brawnies also falling behind. So 260 health players fighting against each other here. And Abnecide is stronger with the insects here. Let's look at Montroller. What is his plan? He ditched the legions. He did ditch the legions. He has double beast. He has a juggernaut. He's looking for a bristleback now, so he can have a 4 brawny board. And he hit the 3 and 2. This is actually incredible. This board suddenly is much stronger than you would think. You could also make an argument like Ogre or versus Axe. Actually, Axe is much better because he has like 17 kills, gets that extra HP. But yeah, like Montroller has a way to come back into this game because he's hitting some of his upgrades. All he really needs now is like an Axe 2 and a bristleback, and he can just go from there. This Juggernaut is like actually a force. It's got a Midas too. It can get some decent kills. Is able to beat MNight's board, which is very good for him. Not really beat him, but like kill off majority of the units. Like he's still looking for those rerolls so he can hit he can go to level 7 and also hit the bristleback and put it into the fight. Actually, the reason why he's playing Axe also over Alchemist is because of Brutes, right? Like he wants to have Brutes with the Treant Protector. It's gonna give him a much tankier board. But sometimes if you have a 1-star Axe, you already have 2 Brawnies, you might just want to consider playing the Alchemist instead. So Sleep here, playing Warriors and with some Warlocks. Shadow Fiend is still 1-star, so it dies pretty fast. Really interesting that he's playing Necrophos. Because the Doom, I mean the Necrophos doesn't really do much unless you're playing it for Heartless. but it did tank Doom here, which is the most that it did. Still not a very solid board. Gonna die here to Jitch, and Jitch is actually on his second win streak, by the way. Jitch started this game with an Axe 2-star, and now he's going into a second win streak. He's got a Trio Protector and LD paired up now, so this is like Jitch is popping off right now. Like, this is such a difficult board to beat. Peachlub or Peachlub managed to find a Kato now. Can actually put 6 Warlocks in, right? Yeah, he's gotta get that Morphling in instead of the Bloodseeker. And that would give 6 Warlocks, 6 Mages. 6 Mages here. I think with the 6 Mage bonus, he would have actually won this fight. That Kato Blast would have killed everything off. But it seems like MNight is gonna come out with just a sliver of health on all his units. And that was the result of him not putting the Morphling in instead of this. Like, Bloodseeker at this point just doesn't do anything. Like, he has like 7 kills even from the start. So gets Morphling in here, 6 mages, goes up to 75% more magic damage, and then you're just gonna see all the units evaporate. Frieza here also doing well. Find the Keeper of the Light, made it to 6 mages also. So both mage boards have hit 6 mages, so they're really powerful. Maelstrom seems like a decent item for mages. You can put that on like a razor, and it'll do so much damage. It'll do so much damage because razor has extremely fast attack rate. It's gonna be really nice. Ricardo is dead. Can I get some F in chat for Ricardo? Sleep. Still hasn't found any solid upgrades for himself. Does have, you know, Shadow Fiend and Venomancer, some decent backline DPSers, but they're just not upgraded, unfortunately. Alchemist is pretty nice here to provide a little bit of extra DPS. Sleep is fighting into Abnecide here. Was able to kill off only a couple units, not too much. Still having rather tough time. So let's see if Abnecide found any upgrades throughout the game now. He's got, oh, wow, okay, alright. Well, last time we looked at Abnecide, he had nothing. He had like a DK1, Viper 1, everything was 1, right? Now he's got a Timber 2, a Viper 2, a DK2, and a Weaver 2. Like, his board is insane now. Like, in the last 3 turns, he found the 2 strongest upgrades that he could find on his first board. And he's got some progress on his other units. I'd definitely play Alch over Clockwork here. I think this gives you way more damage. Like, the Clock is not really doing much. Alchemist is your 4th Scrappy, right? You want like your minus armor. Oh, he managed to do it. He got it back on the board. So now he's got some minus armor for his Viper, DK, Sniper, Weaver. Like, all these guys do physical damage, right? So you're gonna wanna have all that to do DPS. Doom getting onto the Dragon Knight, that's really unfortunate. That's like the best unit that could have got doomed here. Abnecide gonna take a lot of damage from Montroller, and it looks like Montroller is coming back into the game now. Let's take a look at what Montroller has. Does he have Bristol back yet? He still hasn't found Bristol. He does have 2 jugs in the shop. He has no gold, so he decided to lock the Juggernauts. So he's gonna have 2 2-star jugs now. He actually found a Doom 2-star too, and Alch 2-star. Wow, what just happened in this game, guys? How did everyone just suddenly get all these upgrades? It's incredible. Alch 2, Doom 2, and then also progress towards Beast 3. It looks like Montroller just went to 7 and just rolled down and like try to see what he found. And there it is, the Bristleback. So I think in this situation, you're supposed to ditch the Ogre? Or what? I don't know. Maybe he just plays 4 Brawnies. It's kind of awkward because he has too many upgrades. Like, he actually has too many upgrades. I think I'd probably just ditch the Ogre here, get the Bristol, go to 8, and then put in the Axe and the Bristol back in later. Like, it's probably not worth putting them in until the time you're level 8, right? Because you have so many 2-stars anyway. He rolled too much. Yeah, he might have rolled just a little too much. Just a little bit. He's gonna need 30 gold to go to 8. But if he hits Beast 3 though, like, it's not gonna matter, right? In the end. Yeah, he's gonna need to start saving some gold and like go to level 8 here. How many kills there? 47? You can add another 700 health to your board if you put in BB and Axe, right? It's just hard to judge like how to do that. Like you can obviously take out one of the juggernauts for like Bristleback, then which other unit do you take out for Axe? That's the question. I'm digging the Maelstrom Jug too. It's really powerful. And Montreal are fighting Abnecide again. They just fought on round 17. And now they're fighting again on round 19. I don't think Abnecide is going to be very happy about that. Since it seems like Abnecide does really well against other boards, but not against the Brawnies. So Jitch is level 9. Jitch is just playing like some hybrid late game build. Like he's playing brutes with late game. He doesn't have Dragon Knight yet. I don't feel like Jitch's board is that strong going for like round 20 here. I think after round 20, if Jitch doesn't hit like a DK 2-star or his Druids 2-star, he might lose this first round. Wow, okay, never mind. Forget it. He hit LD2 and BB2. He's fine. He's completely fine. I think you don't need dragons. You just play the BB, yeah. There you go. He just keeps the Viper on the bench. He's gonna just chill here until the time like he hits DK2 or whatever if he needs to play that. False alarm, guys. Let's see if the mages can take him out here. The Caudal Blast was pretty Pepega. Did not hit anything really. And it seems like he got him. Jitch gonna maintain his 100 health. Let's see if he can 100 to 0 this game. Sleep here. On the verge of dying, but nope. Sleep. Look at Sleep, guys. Sleep beat Jitch's board. But he fought a ghost though. Sleep was like, oh no, not top 1 board. But you know why he's so good? Because he hit his upgrades. He's got the SF2. He's got the Witch Doctor 2. He's got the 4 Warlocks down. He's got the Warriors all 2-starred. And his board is dope right now. He is doing well for himself. Manages to stay alive. Has an extra Shadow Fiend in the shop. I'm not sure if it's gonna buy it or not. It looks like he's ignoring it. Yeah, he's doing good. Sleep just managed to beat the top 1 board. I mean, the thing is, Sleep was off to a slow start because he wasn't able to hit the SF and the Veno 2-star early. But now that he has the backline DPS with his frontline warriors, he's like starting to do a lot of damage. Also, he has Alchemist, which is insanely powerful unit. Even after the nerf, he's still very, very good DPS. So here he's got scaled. So this is actually one of Peachlub's worst matchups, unless the Caudal gets like an insanely good blast. And the Kunkka Bolt was not able to cancel the blast either. So that was actually an amazing blast, as we thought he needed. But is it enough though? That is the question. The Alchemist still very healthy. And Peachlub, oh, so close. Ever so close. Oh, it's a draw. No, it's not a draw. He won by like a sliver of HP, 4 health on the Venomancer. If that Kunkka hit that bow on that Caudal, that fight was over instantly. But it missed by like a tiny hair. A tiny hair was the difference between Peachlub dying there and staying alive. Peachlub has a he's got a refresher. Is there any pudges in this game? Because if there's no pudges in this game, he shouldn't put the Caudal so far up. I think it's too easy to stun this Caudal. You should put it like in the corner. It would be much better if it was in the corner. He also has Spirits. That's very interesting. I would play Spirits over Tiny and Bloodseeker, that's for sure. I don't think I would ever value Bloodseeker so heavily here. Like, these are pretty good, right? But it looks like he's already dead here. Peachlub dying to his counterpart, Frieza. Gonna take 14 damage, is it? Or 12? It's pretty close. Oh, 13 damage. 1 health. My gosh. So close. Jitch still having a perfect game at the moment. 100 health. No problem. Not a problem for Jitch. How's Monty doing? Montroller hit the Beastmaster 3 now. Has 24 gold. He's gonna get the all the brownies on the board, and now he's got an insane amount of health on the board. He's got an additional 1,860 for every single brownie that he's got. He's gonna put Midas onto his beast. Is that good? Because this pike was giving 120 damage to the beast, right? I think the 120 damage was probably a bit more valuable. But it seems like he wants to farm a bit more with his Midas. Because he feels maybe that he cannot lose against anyone with this kind of board. He's fighting into Abnecide. Abnecide does have double Dragonites, but it looks like he is... Why does it feel like every time we look at Montroller's board, he's fighting Abnecide? Is it just me, or is like Abnecide the unluckiest person fighting Montroller every time? And Montroller is like the hard counter to him. Oh no, Sleep! Sleep has died in 7th place. F in chat for Sleep. RIP. He was just coming back. He was just coming online and then he got wrecked. But so close. Peach and Abnecide both at 1 health. What did he take out for this Dragonite here? Oh, Abnecide facing the same issue of Dragonite problem, like having too many DKs, not enough gold to level to 9. I definitely play another DK over like a second Scrappy. Like, do you need a Timber 2-star over another Dragonite? It's probably not worth it, right? Abnecide fighting MNight's Hunter board here is gonna be able to win. MNight gonna be taken out here. 6 Hunters not working out. Peachlub also dying first before MNight. So MNight gonna be 5th, Peachlub gonna be 6th. Abnecide securing himself 4th place. It's very good for him. And Montroller is actually starting to scale very well. And Jitch already got chunked. I don't know who he got chunked by. Anyone see who Jitch got chunked by? Was it the mages? The Frieza though. Holy shit. Mind my language, boys, but Frieza got a Lich 2-star and Gyrocopter. This is some online, like, this is some crazy board right now. Actually, round 25, 2-star aces is kind of like normal nowadays, I would say. Storm getting the Doom, as long as it's not the Lich, I think he's happy here. But the Brownies though have way too much HP. And the mages are gonna get chunked right now. Boom. Minus 21. Montroller making a comeback. See, this is what I was talking about. That these brownies can make an insane comeback in the game. Especially if they hit their 4 brownies, they hit their Beast 2, Jug 2 at a good timing. And he did. Montroller did hit those units at a good timing. He lost some rounds, but it didn't matter because he knew that he was stacking up those kills. He just gotta get the 4 brownies in. And he's Gucci. I don't even think he needed a pipe in this situation because of his HP is enough to beat the mages, but he's gonna take it just for safety. He just wants to make sure that he can beat the mage board later, no matter what. Jitch is like bleeding out right now. It seems like in 2 rounds he lost 50 health or something. That's a lot, or 40 something health in 2 rounds. So let's see what Jitch is gonna do from this position. He does have an LD with a butterfly, but he needs a better carry than that. He's been a bit unlucky with hitting Dragonites. I think that's what he was really looking for, was a DK 2-star. But of course, Abnecide stole the Dragonites. He's holding like 7 of them. And here it is, Abnecide getting knocked out by the mage board. Frieza too strong. Scrappies have no shot to fight the mages. And he is dead. And here it is. Montroller chunking for 23. Jeez.
Yes.
Very powerful. And what did he find? A Disruptor 2. That's a solid ace, but still not the DPS that he's looking for. Doom 2 is useful. There's another Dragonite in the shop. You might want to dish the Dusa here. But he still doesn't have the gold to roll with. He did go to level 10, so it's a lot of gold he invested into going to 10 here. Not able to use that gold to roll and hit this Dragonite. And here it is, Frieza versus Montroller probably next. Nope, it's going to be Frieza versus Jitch. This is like really... I feel like the only chance Jitch has to get top, like better than top 3 here is if that, first of all, that Disruptor ult was amazing. That's gonna help him a lot. He's gonna need Frieza to take out, sorry, he's gonna need Montroller to take out Frieza here. Because right now, Frieza is beating Jitch, and Jitch is fighting Montroller once again. And we can't really see what's happening, but yeah, Jitch got owned by Montroller. Jitch gets beaten by Frieza a bit less than Montroller, but Jitch still gets beaten by Frieza. And if I'm Frieza, I'd probably move one of my units to the right side here so that the Disruptor ult has a chance to hit those units. Like for example, CM or something, you can just put it in like this area here. You don't need to protect the CM. Also, you're not really barricading against anything in this game, like, right? Like there's no assassins or something like that. Montroller. So Jitch is fighting Montroller. Is he fighting Montroller for the 3rd time in a row? Oh, it's a ghost though. Okay, so Jitch is fighting Frieza. Alright, let's look at this fight again. Because like the way that these mages are positioned right now, the Disruptor gets a really, really good ultimate every single time. 2-star Void Sphere. And looks like he beat him this time. Hit some upgrades. Or Frieza just taking 29. Did he hit any upgrades this fight? Why was he much stronger in this time around? I don't think he hit any upgrades, did he? Oh, Alchemist, right. He hit the Alch 2-star, which is kind of good. So that's really nice for him. But yeah, Frieza, I think like he needs without having a range unit on the other side and hoping that the Disruptor hits the other range unit who doesn't move from that location, it's kind of hurting him. Because the Disruptor ult is just destroying. So right now it's going to come down to who Montroller fights. If Montroller fights Jitch or Frieza, one of them is going to die. For sure. And the other one needs to try and live longer. So Montroller's fighting Frieza. So Frieza's sure dead here. And Jitch is fighting Frieza too. So unless Jitch somehow dies to Frieza in like before Montroller can kill Frieza, yeah, it looks like Frieza's going to get 3rd place. This Brawny board is just completely unbeatable by the mages. They just too much HP. They don't have the damage, and there it is. Frieza's dead. How about Jitch? Jitch also died, but Jitch died in one shot to the mage board, but by 1 second later. So Jitch gets 2nd place because of that. Jitch got 2nd place because of that. So the pairings were not in favor for Frieza, because he had to fight Montroller in the end, but Jitch somehow managed to steal 2nd place at the end. GG. Scamas the 2nd place. Nice, Black Pro. He got 1st place with the Assassins. Pog. Yo, this game was pretty hype because Montroller came back hardcore. Like, but the thing is, like, we always had faith that he would come back, right? We knew, like, from the positioning, like, from the units he had on his board on his bench, that he needed like just 1 or 2 upgrades and he's just gonna take off in that game.